So what are you guys?
We're the Smartwood family!
So this often comes up in our regular MCAT class, but I figure like for all the math you need for the MCAT, we might as well tack it on, right? Because technically it is a math thing. So if you're looking at this, let's say unit conversions, say fluid mechanics, often what you'll see is people will take a cubic meter. So let's make that a little finer. And they'll often confuse a cubic meter with 1 liter. And those guys are completely different, okay? So the MCAT actually likes doing things like this. And it's done it before, for example, with cubic meters, square meters, things like that. So let's talk about that briefly. So if I'm looking at a cubic meter, I'm literally looking at somebody that's a meter by a meter by a meter, right? But if we write that out, that's 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters, right? By 100 centimeters. So let's try this way. Okay. And if you multiply out the volume, of course, you're going to get length times width times height. So we'll actually get 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we'll actually get 1,000,000 cubic centimeters. Okay. And the thinking here is this. What's the conversion rate, right? We know that 1 cubic centimeter, right, is equal to 1 milliliter. Okay. And we also know that 1 liter is going to be 1,000 milliliters. Okay. So it's definitely not true that 1 liter is going to be equal to 1 cubic meter, right? Because a cubic meter is this. Okay. So what's the actual conversion rate? You can do dimensional analysis and you can work it out, but I think pretty mellow is this. Let's take a look at this guy. So 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, right? And what I see right here is 1,000. Okay. So what we've actually got, let's change that color, is we've got 1,000 right here, 1,000s. Okay. So it turns out that 1 cubic meter is equal to 1,000 liters. Okay. So we can also do this formally, right? So we can take 1 cubic meter, right? So we have 1 cubic meter down here, and that's worth 1,000,000 milliliters, right? I was going to write cubic centimeters, but might as well just write milliliters. Okay. And then we know on this side, oops, if we look at this, we have 1,000 milliliters, right, in 1 liter. Okay. So the cubic meters will cancel out. In fact, let's add some color. So the cubic meters will cancel out. And then in terms of this, we'll make it a little bit smaller. We'll divide out 1,000 here. That'll cancel out 1, 2, 3 zeros. And you can clearly see, right? You've got 1,000 left. So it's going to be 1,000 liters. Okay. All right, no big deal. So now for practice, you can try this out. So this too could be seen. So if I want a square meter, I want to convert a square meter into square centimeters. If you think about it, it's not that bad, but it's amazing that how under pressure things seem way more difficult, right? So 1 square meter, it's going to be 100 times 100, or 10000. So 10,000. Okay. And it is really easy. I've seen really smart people do this. When they're in a hurry, they're not thinking about it, they're worried about something else, right? Maybe fluid mechanics, maybe for this area, cross-sectional area, something like that. You're rushing through this, you don't have time to think, and you just do that natural conversion and think, oh, that's 100, right? But that couldn't be further from the truth, okay? So hopefully that helped. We're going to add a couple more things to all the math you need for the MCAT, partly by request, and some of those suggestions actually came from our MCAT students, like, some basics of the area, this thing I do in class that talks about like how you visualize in a graph, right? The area under the graph and what it means. We'll probably talk a little bit more about stats just to hammer it out. And if people are interested, we can extend that. So maybe you can extend it to like psych stats, things like that. But anyway, hopefully this helped, and I'll see you guys next time.